Good morning, church. My name is Jose Ferrer. I lead our adult ministry, The Tribe, and I'm so grateful to be with you this morning and to be here with Jose and Chantel Gonzales. They are a part of the North region of the Orlando Church, and we're going to get to know them just a little bit today.
I was just a person who was working all the time, trying to take care of the kids, trying to take care of the household, just overwhelmed with life. I feel like I drank a lot to try to cope with those feelings of just being overwhelmed.
I think I was stuck like in autopilot. Like it was going to work, coming home, and then after dinner I'd probably play video games and then go to bed and rinse and repeat. Like it was a constant cycle. Like I was stuck in that cycle.
We were just having problems in the house, and I was feeling overwhelmed, and I just wasn't a happy person. I didn't have peace. I didn't have peace in my heart. For me, I felt like God was always important, and I always knew that He had to be a part of my life. And I was always trying to search for a church, but I just didn't know I didn't know how to go about it, and I didn't want to show up to church with my 4 kids, without my husband being by my side, because that was always a problem for us. Like every time I tried to invite him to a church, it would always end up in an argument, and I just didn't want to show up by myself because I felt like I was a woman who had 4 kids and my husband wasn't there, and I was just ashamed.
Why were you hesitant in wanting to be a part of church?
I never felt anything, and I never got anything from the messages or anything, and it was repetitive. It was always asking for money and same, words they use, and it never connected with me.
I was invited by Enid Rodriguez, and I remember her inviting me to church, and I agreed to go along with her. And she was setting up a table for the breast cancer month in October, and I didn't realize that, she was so involved with church. I thought she was just a member that just came and went to church and then, went about her day and her weeks like nothing. So there was another member, a woman speaking on stage, and she was just giving, so much credit to Enid and the display that she had set up the year before. If she would have never, if Enid would have never set up that table, the woman would have never, got checked out. And I don't know, it just made me look at Enid in a different way, because she was actually really involved. She was, trying to help. She was trying to seek and save the lost, and I didn't realize that at the time. I was gonna continue to go to church with her, but then things started happening at work, and it just, when things start happening, I just close off and I stop, and I just, revert back to my old self. When Jose and I started having problems again, I remember it was a Saturday night where we just had a bad argument, and I called Enid and I told her, I was like, I want to go to church with you, because she had been asking me after I went the first time, and I just kept telling her no, and then she stopped asking me. And then there was something yearning inside of me where I wanted her to ask me. And then finally I just called her and I was like, I got to go with you. And when I went with her that last time, I never stopped.
I just seen the way she was acting towards me was different, and it was more respectful, and we still had our problems here and there, but it was better. She just, she would not talk to me the way that she used to. Like, she would lash out, in certain ways, and that wasn't happening anymore. And I was like, what is going on here? It sparked an interest, what's changing her? And then I wanted to know what was changing her. And I went to the Father's Day, and I still was hesitant. I seen, what the church was about and just how embracing they were, and it sparked an interest in me. And thank God to Beth, she invited us, she paid for us to go to the marriage retreat.
Okay.
And that's when everything clicked, and said, this is real. These people are genuine, it's not, just on Sunday and that's it. It's whatever they're talking about is what they're living about. And ever since I started studying the Bible, I have not stopped.
A lot of the challenges was just getting out of my head and realizing that I am worthy of love and I am worthy of forgiveness, and I have to forgive people just like Jesus forgave me. I have more inner peace. I feel like I have more inner peace, and it's not like just because I got baptized, I get the inner peace. It's working every single day to try to fight for that inner peace, but I know it's easier because God has my back and he gives me that courage to not get so frustrated and not, look at things so negative. I got baptized May 1st and then he got baptized 6 months later.
I was baptized last Halloween. That early in the morning, I know I counted the cost after work. I got off of work and I counted the cost with Jeff and Jimmy. And right after that, we went trick-or-treating, came back and got baptized. For me, it broke me down when I understood the cross. Like I obviously was exposed, to the cross. I didn't know what it meant. And when I found out what it meant, I felt bad because, I put him on the cross. My sins put him on the cross. And I didn't think I was deserving of forgiveness. I started, moving on with my life and forgiving others from my past, family and friends. Just forgiving, and that was really hard for me. But it felt a lot better after I did, took those steps, and it just takes all this weight off your shoulders, and you start fresh again.
I think for me, going off of what Jose said, I just felt ashamed. I felt really horrible, and I just couldn't realize and get grips on the fact that every sin that I made basically put Jesus on the cross. And I just didn't understand how I didn't know this before. And it just frustrated me, and it also humbled me, and it changed the way that I look at things, because I realized that this man, he went through so much for me, to save me. And, I'm just out here living my life and not acknowledging him, not one bit.
It has saved my marriage. It has saved my family. It's just nothing but good things after. I mean, it's still challenging, but I'd rather have this than the life that I had before. It'll be the best decision you ever make in your life.